Hello friends, my name is Lawrence Musunte. Welcome to Unique Public Speaking. Today I'm going to talk about two kinds of fear related to public speaking. Two kinds of fear related to public speaking. And these two fears, number one is fear of speaking. Number two is fear of people. These fears, they have technical or clinical terms. The fear of speaking is glossophobia, and the fear of people is oculophobia. And so let us start with the fear of speaking, which is glossophobia. Now, there are certain people that have difficulties in public speaking. They fear speaking itself. A person that is struggling with glossophobia may be able to show up, may be able to interact, they may be able to come into a group of people, but I tell you what, if you gave them a microphone, if you put them on the spot, they are not going to like it. They do not gravitate towards speaking publicly. So they have a problem called glossophobia, which is the phobia of speaking. Now, glosso means tongue, and phobia means fear. There are so many fears that we deal with in this world. There is xenophobia, there is homophobia, and there are so many other phobias. But as it relates to public speaking, you have this glossophobia, which is the fear of speaking itself. Now, there are certain people that are very social and comfortable actually in crowds. They are okay. They are lost in the crowds of people, enjoy and so on and so forth. The only thing they fear is to be able to be put on the spot, to stand in front and be able to address the crowds. I want to be part of the crowds, but I don't want to be the person that is speaking. So that is the fear of speaking, glossophobia. So when we are identifying these phobias, we are not saying that when you have this problem, then you are disqualified from public speaking. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying being able to know the problem gives you the ability to come up with tools and solutions to be able to address the fear. The second thing that we're looking at is the fear of people. Now, there are so many people out there who cannot stand crowds. They cannot stand going into a stadium full of people. They have a fear of people, which is called oculophobia. So let's deal with oculophobia. In mental health terms, oculophobia can be diagnosed as social anxieties. So a person that is struggling with social anxieties is usually not comfortable in large crowds. You know, you can invite them, to meet two friends at the restaurant, having coffee there. But when you say, hey, Bafana is playing, let's go and watch a match, they are not going to go with you because it's just too much people out there. I have also noticed that some of the great radio personalities that we have, we love their work. They are expressive. They sound confident on the radio. And this is because they are hiding behind the waves. But if you take this very person who is a radio personality and then thrash them into the live audience, and people begin to say, is it the same person? Why? Because the audience or the platform has changed. So it's important to understand that there are certain people who have no problem speaking, but they have a problem with the crowds of people. Now, some of us are not glossophobic. We don't have a problem of speaking to 10 or to 100 people or to 1,000 people. But our fear is the people, not speech, people. Therefore, you have the social anxieties, and these social anxieties, they might affect the way you deliver the message. So it is important that you understand these particular phobias. Let me put myself on the line. I personally struggle with social anxieties. I'm not comfortable in large groups of people. And I'm not a soccer fan, constantly, precisely because I don't like to go to watch soccer in a stadium that is full of people, I don't go out there when you hear a big name has come into Cape Town and you want to go and listen to their music live. I don't do that because I'm not comfortable in crowds of people. So that is not the fear of speaking, it is just the fear of people. The other thing that I wanted to share about myself is the fact that I grew up with a speech impediment, and I stammered a lot when I was young. But what I did was, because I loved drama and I loved poetry, I decided to join drama. It was difficult for them to put me in, to give me a character in a production and so on and so forth at the beginning because of the stammer. But I took advantage of, poems, because then it's a standalone. I can stand alone and deliver it on a school assembly and so on and so forth. What I discovered, whether it's poetry or it is drama, what I discovered is that you're given so many lines to memorize. And to memorize, you have to speak the lines out loud. And that was my life. From grade 5, I will be reciting and reciting and memorizing and memorizing and memorizing and memorizing. And the more you use your tongue, the more your tongue is getting lost. And that is how my tongue got loosed eventually. Not that I don't stammer, I'm not 100%, but when I'm under a lot of stress, then you can hear me stammer and like what I'm just doing right now, because I feel a little bit under pressure. So I do stammer, but I've been able to overcome that speech impediment. Now, some of you are looking at me and you watching and you're saying, Lawrence, I also identify I have a speech impediment, or I stutter or stammer, whatever word fits that description. And you are asking me a question. You are saying, Lawrence, am I then disqualified for public speaking? Now, the reason at Unique Public Speaking we say that public speaking is not about eloquence. It is about communicating and connecting. If you have a message and you are able to package it well and you are able to deliver it, it doesn't matter. You may not have a sweet tongue like Obama. You may not be an eloquent person. What is important is that the message has been packaged well and the message has been delivered. The problem when you're dealing with people that stammer like myself, is that it is not on you as a person that is struggling with speech impediment. It is the people that are listening who are not patient with you. The people that want to finish your sentence. I don't like that. I don't like people to finish my sentence, and I don't like it when people finish the sentences of a person that is stammering. It is not polite. It is rude to do that. Leave the person to be able to articulate themselves, no matter how difficult it is because of the impediment. They need to be able to deliver a message in their own words. Eventually, that message will be delivered. Now, Other people think then that, speech impediment equals to a personality trait. No. So your personality trait is not affected by your speech impediment. You can be a person that stammers a lot, and yet you like talking a lot. You could be a person that stammers, and you really don't just like talking a lot. You could be a stammer who is introvert, and you can be a stammer who is extrovert. And so your speech impediment has nothing to do with your personality traits. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have learned two things: the fear of speaking, which is glossophobia, and the fear of people, which is occlusophobia. Now, I have not provided the solutions to these phobias. I've just highlighted them. And so in future, I'm definitely going to address how we can resolve, or what we can do, the techniques that we can use in order to be able to rise above our fears. Our phobias are our challenges. They are our mountains. They are our difficulties. And we don't run away from our phobias. We confront them. And the more we confront them, the same way that I did with a speech impediment as a young boy growing up in grade 5 and pushing myself, reciting poems, memorizing drama lines, eventually my tongue was loosed. And I believe that it can happen to some of you that are watching me right now. Please, if you like this video, subscribe, share, or like. From me, Lawrence Musunte, thank you so much, and God richly bless you. Bye-bye.